Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first recording from any of us in well over a year. Hi. It's been a while, isn't it? Yeah, let me just give you a quick rundown. First of all, today we're playing Tales from Candlekeep. Great, well done. I almost called it Candle Deep because I'm thinking of a water deep in the Dungeons & Dragons mythos. It's a Dungeons & Dragons board game, this one. Being converted to game form, but apparently it plays exactly like the board game. This is Tomb of Annihilation, which I know is a book, which I think is just a series of quests that people can go through. It's predetermined by the book. I think it's pretty rough, if I remember reading about it correctly. The actual tomb itself, at the end, towards the end of the campaign, which is where the name's from. Yeah, it's quite rough, apparently. I don't think it's quite old D&D meat grinder rough, which is stuff I've only read about, because I'm fairly newer to the Dungeons & Dragons universe, but reading about some of the old stuff makes me kind of very, very glad I missed some of it, to be honest, because while some of it was probably awesome, it also sounds like some of it was really, really unfair as hell. So, this is a nice snake-looking thing. I'm going to look forward to fighting you at some point. Yeah. Was in the options, turned down some audio settings because balancing audio and PC, a bit tricky. I don't even think I got it right still, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's the important thing. Got the DLCs. I grabbed like a whole collection of this game a while ago, a couple of weeks ago I think. Wanted to play this, but found out it's from a board game and I was like, okay, that's no problem. So, here we are. Tomb of Annihilation. Never played this in my life, haven't looked at it, but apparently it's from a board game, so I expect board game shenanigans. Apparently very RNG heavy, this game, so look forward to that. I love how people were complaining about it in the Steam reviews, because let's face it, if you're playing Dungeons & Dragons, it's a dice rolling game. Of course RNG is basically going to be the bulk of it. It's the whole frickin' point, ain't it? Anyway, complaints. Adventure and excitement. Here we go, Tomb of Annihilation. And I'm all tabbed away just to make sure I was recording there, because that would have been silly to not hit the record button, right? Okay, so new slot, sure, this. We are lucky that you are here. I sense within you the spirit of a great adventurer who might be able to help us in our most desperate hour of need. We couldn't hire a narrator to read, what, 3 paragraphs in a line? Sure. A terrible death, curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who has been raised from the dead is looming over the hands of Toril. Toril? Toril, I'm going to call it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The source of this curse has been traced back to the peninsula of Chult. Well, I wish everywhere had a nice, simple name like Chult. Will you help us put a stop to this malignant evil? I don't know why I struggled in that word. I've clearly not had enough drink today. If so, I will be your guide throughout your adventure to find a way to clear the evil from our jungles. Is it specifying going after only jungles, or did you just sort of say that because the setting is sort of in and around one? Because I believe that is the case. Be on your guard, for I fear this journey will be your most perilous one. I don't know if I've ever had a journey before this one. I think this might be the first game of the board gamey conversion thing, so I'm not really sure about this. Always an assumption that you're a seasoned adventurer. At least in D&D lore, which I always find kind of interesting, because you start at level fucking 1. So, you clearly haven't done a whole lot of note. Or, you know, you just had a Samus moment where you tripped and all of your power fell out. Whoops. Oh, well, all my spells in my spellbook just flew out to parts unknown. Guess I'll just have to relearn them all one by one again. Except for the select few. Also, my stats flew out of my sleeves. Also, all of my, you know, equipment sort of, you know, fell off that cliff. And those piranha ate my, you know, frickin' wand of invincibility. Port Nyanzaru awaits. Like, you're doing well with these two, and then Port Nyanzaru? Okay. Start the adventure! Oh, 2 modes. I wasn't expecting this. Let's see. Explorer. Play the campaign with the modified rule set. This mode is for new players and with those with no or very little experience with the adventure system board game. Open chests, disarm traps, and fight monsters without the constant threat of encounters. Or classic. Play the campaign with the original rule set. This mode is for hardened players that want to challenge and know their way around the adventure system board game. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't feel like you explained either of these systems particularly well. You're saying you got rid of the encounter system over here, so I don't really fight? Is that what that means? I don't know. Let's take a look at these bottom things. Exclusive encounters, toggle on or off. New positive encounters exclusive to Tales from Candledeep. Benefit from new positive effects and less negative encounters. And puzzle tiles, toggle on or off. New puzzle tiles exclusive to Tales of Candledeep. Resolve their riddles to earn their rewards. Oh good, I get to show off how much I can't figure out puzzles in this game. Cool. Okay. As a new player, that's telling me to go for this. But I feel like I don't really understand what this encounters system is. Is that the RNG of shit can fall on you and you're in a lot of trouble at all times? And if you turn it off, you basically get a set sort of thing where, you know, everything is predetermined and you can't really, you know, fuck it up outside of dice rolling, which is always the case no matter what anyway. Right, I'm going to play Explorer initially. I'll do one or two, well, I'll probably do a map of this, because as far as I know, you can't save mid-mission. When you're in a mission, that's it. You gotta see it through to the end. So you're going to see the first mission. But I'll do it on Explorer. And after this video, I'll read up to see what the difference between the two is. And if needs be, I'll come back and try Classic. But Classic sounds like a bitch. Sorry, it sounds like it's going to treat me like a bitch. So that's probably what's going to happen there. If Explorer does that, then, you know, at least you'll have a laugh either way. I want to click on this, but I genuinely don't know the difference, and I've never played this board gamey style before, so I don't know. I have some experience in D&D this year, that's it. And by some, I mean I've played 3 sessions this year. I played 1 session of an older rule set last year, once. And I have some experience with a different game in the year or so running up before that in a different universe. It was Warhammer 40k stuff. So that's it. That's my entire pen and paper background there. That covered a whole, like, 10 seconds. Good for me. Apply. Gameplay settings. You can always change your gameplay setting here. Oh, so I can jump between the two. Okay, well that's alright. That's not too bad then. Familiar with the adventure system? Returning to Tales from Candledeep? No, I don't really... How am I returning to Tales from Candlekeep? There must have been more then. I've never seen any other ones in this game, but okay. If there's been others, that's cool. Ooh, these are my DLCs. Activate any or all of the extra content to play the enhanced experience with the active game slot. Cannot be reversed, otherwise enjoy the core experience. Additional settings available in the option panel. Okay, what do we got? Ah, yes, this basically gives me a bit of a foot up on a lot of stuff, basically. When I was reading the reviews of this game before, someone said to turn on, I think it was like, turn on none of these and just play with one of the new character sets. They added some new specific characters and run with that, but I genuinely don't remember. That was weeks ago. I'm going to turn all these things on and maybe make my life super piss easy. And if that is the case, that's alright, because I can always just launch slot 2 and maybe make this a bit more fun for myself if I need it. I suspect this game's going to kick me around no matter what I do anyway. Achievements! Damn, they were meant to be turned off. Well, I didn't turn them off, so here we are. They're all on. I asked for the tutorial and it kind of hit me with DLC stuff instead. Cool. Ooh, I get a chest. I get a new hero slot, and I get a chest. Excitement ahead. I've been playing a lot of Vermintide this past while. Vermintide 2 specifically, Warhammer stuff. And common chests were nothing to be excited about. So I'll reserve judgment on how much I should be excited for that. I need 15 XP to get to the next level, but I don't know how the leveling up works in this. I assume everyone levels up together as a team. Hooray! Tutorial quest. Before jumping straight into the adventure, you will need to learn the basics of the game. Rewards. 3 chests, which makes this one look a bit silly now, doesn't it? I'm guessing that's like 3 treasures or rewards or something. 100 gold, 10 XP. That's enough to get me most of the way towards level 2. Let's see. I can't change the difficulty, thank God. I don't know what horrific is, but eventually, if I play this game enough, I might show off a little horrific quest. Because I feel like I might actually enjoy this. He wasn't too sure about. But let's go. I have to play with the audio settings some more, because this game's fairly loud in my ears, but from testing the capture and stuff, it's been, it seems okay. It seemed balanced enough that it was catching me and enough of the background audio. Though I've been hearing this one song on loop since I got here, so. Didn't think it would take as much loading, but here we are. Tutorial. Welcome to Tales from Candlekeep. Here you will learn the basics of the game's Explorer mode. Why is there a big space between the text there? I feel like that's not aligned correctly for some reason. Okay. And face your first challenge. I'm not sure about the word challenge there. Once you're ready, press confirm to proceed with the tutorial. Alright. Initiative throw. At the beginning of an adventure, all heroes roll a d20 to determine the order of play. The highest result goes first, just like in regular D&D. You basically determine your turn order in a fight with initiative dice. Sometimes you can do an odd attack before the actual initiative roll if you're lucky enough, but that's getting ahead of myself and probably not relevant to here. So, roll a dice. Whoever gets the highest number gets to go first. Whoever gets the lowest number gets to go last. If there's a toss-up between two people, I'm never really sure how the DM works on that, but I've never DM'd before. I'd like to one day, but not right now. That's an irrelevant discussion. Boom. 16 and 8. Okay. This is the phase in which heroes are able to move through the area and use their attack abilities against the monsters encountered along the way. Once you've finished all of these steps in your hero phase, your exploration phase begins. Okay, so there's a hero phase and then there's an exploration phase. Move. Your hero may move and perform one of the following actions. Move, attack, disarm trap, and others. Man, my favorite movement option is others. Your hero can move either before or after performing an action. At least that's a little bit nicer than in some rules in games. I'm looking at you, I think XCOM. I'm pretty sure as soon as you attack, you can't bloody move afterwards. Unless you have specific skills. Thinking of newer XCOM, don't know about older ones. Alright, confirm. The speed stat value shows how many squares your hero can move. It's often 30 feet in the 5th edition rules of the actual pen and paper game. In this, it's probably a set amount of squares. Looks like 6 according to down here. We got some stats. It's your armor class, 15. You got to roll 15 just to hit you. Health of 8, which is okay for level 1. It's actually quite decent for level 1, I think, compared to my flimsy wizard in the actual game I'm playing. Speed of 6, that's board gamey, so that's different. And a surge value, I don't know what that is. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm taking a little too much time with this. Move. Next phase, at any moment during the hero phase, you can end your hero's turn either by hitting the spacebar or clicking on the next phase icon. Okay, spacebar. Ooh, right, so that's how you see. That's your fog of war, basically. Gotta go right up to a thing, and then it spawns in the next area. That's kind of nice, I like that. I can see that working with the board game stuff. This is the phase in which your heroes discover and add new tiles. What, I add new tiles? To discover a new tile, your hero must stand on the edge of a tile in which the exploration phase will be triggered. I never liked that word. Thanks, Tumblr. Confirm. It's a monster! Monster control. The hero who discovered a tile with a monster on it controls that monster. Okay. I control monsters? I'm already confused by these interesting and new rules. A controlled monster only plays during the villain phase of the hero who controls it. Monsters with the same name activate together regardless of who controls them. Monster control. Click on the portrait on the right side of the HUD to consult a hero or a monster's information panel. Oh. Okay, I didn't really get to read any of that game, but fine. Alright. I guess that's if I want to sit and read stats sometime. This is the phase in which monsters and villains activate. The order in which all enemies activate is visible in two places. In the initiative timeline on the right side of the HUD, and inside the diamond over the enemy's head. I thought I controlled this monster. Clearly you lied to me, game. I had no fucking control over that guy whatsoever. He ran up and took a swing. Asshole. Okay, yeah, they have 1 HP though, and an armor class of 10. Wow, this guy's got a freaking armor class of 22. That means even on perfect rolls, they must have difficulty actually doing much to him. Actually, I think they need to roll only like 20s is the only way to even try and hit him. Okay, so go down to here. Combat. To attack an enemy, you must use your hero's powers. At will powers can be used at every turn and cost an action point. Daily powers almost always use an action point. That can only be used once per quest. If that had been once per day, I would have been probably saying, see you tomorrow then for the next video. Utility powers usually don't require an action point and can only be used once per quest. Okay. Some items and powers can recharge daily, and utility powers that were used. The text is tiny for me. I'm on a 32-inch TV, which is nice, but thanks to the sheer size of my resolution, that makes reading shit really, really difficult. So it's a wonder I play so many RPGs whenever I can't read half the stuff. If I turn my resolution down, the text blows up quite nicely, but I start having difficulties in seeing certain things and whatever, because I'm zoomed way in and stuff. So, there's pros and cons to this. Okay, anyway, confirm. So, they want me to use number 1, which is my trait, which is Holy Avenger. Dragonbait's sword is a powerful, magical weapon that causes great damage to unnatural foes. Attack one adjacent monster. This attack deals +1 damage against undead, demons, or devils. My attack gets a +9, and only a damage of 1, so... Okay, good for hitting things, not so much for hurting things. Okay. Click the dice or press space to show the result. Okay. 19. Okay. That +9 was a bit unnecessary, but alright. So the skeleton kind of just fades away into nothingness. That's cool. I've got some spells now along the bottom. I've got Bookmark, Magical Dagger that artist found. Possesses a number of useful abilities for an explorer. So it says, but it's a weapon. It's a dagger. There's only a limited amount of things you can actually do with a dagger game. Careful shot. Take careful aim with his longbow before shooting. Cool. Lightning reflexes. Pass without trace. A lightning arrow. That's nice. Cone of cold. Oh, nice. Even have spells, artists. Ice storm, which sounds pretty fancy. Couple of potions of healing. 20% of target's HP. Don't you love it whenever they put percentages in? Especially ones that are very set. They're useful the whole way through, but much more whenever you're really, really powerful and have a lot of health than at the start when you have like 8. Spacebar. Exploration phase. You're slightly fancier than the last thing. Oh, I have to hit space, don't I? Thanks again. Okay, that was a 1. Whenever you roll a 1 on a d20 in D&D, that's usually a really, really bad thing. Usually things really, really awful happen to you whenever you roll a 1. As a teaching method, when we were playing D&D this year, I actually got a box of Bean Boozled. So if anyone rolled a nat 1, they would know that it's a bad thing, and it would be reinforced by having to eat a bean that could be awful. Fortunately, despite that, the person who rolled the most 1s was actually me. Those beans didn't last too long either, so we were sort of fortunate that someone was eating them between sessions, because otherwise we'd be a bit more miserable with the 1s by now. We have some different sweets there, but they're much more tame at the moment for any nat 1s we're doing. But it helps reinforce the rule, I feel. So the DM has to roll 2 nat 1s, by the way, in order for it to be them eating a bean or sweet or anything, because they are rolling so much more than the rest of the player characters. So there you go. The encounters are a dangerous threat to the heroes, but in some occurrences they can be beneficial. Encounters only happen when a hero discovers a challenging tile. Roll a dice to determine what kind of encounter you will get. The higher the result, the more beneficial the effect. Okay, so I got a 1, which is the worst case scenario. Sweet. Cancel encounters. Negative encounters can be cancelled or interrupted using adrenaline items or powers. However, some encounters have very specific conditions, making them harmless in some situations. Read their description carefully and try to figure out when to cancel encounters and when to let them go. So I can interrupt this. Attack and stun the active hero. It's an assassin vein, apparently. He missed. Adrenaline Rush. When you roll a critical hit, which is a natural 20, it will trigger the Adrenaline Rush for the active hero. Adrenaline Rush is a temporary stat boost that lasts for the amount of adrenaline you have, but once activated, it won't drain your adrenaline. Okay. You earn adrenaline by killing monsters. The Adrenaline Rush gauge is global to the entire party. So, is that if someone rolls a 20, they get access to the entire team's pool of adrenaline? Huh, okay. That's an interesting mechanic. I'm not sure if I'd agree with it a whole lot, but fine, that's what they went with. When it is active, your hero can still earn adrenaline, but it won't add to the duration of the active boost. Okay. So I can use Grievous Strike. Dragonbait goes for a devastating strike against his enemy. 4 damage. It's pretty good, actually. What's your other moves? I'm not allowed to see them right now. Okay. Tutorial mode, go! Yeah. Spacebar. Nat 20! What a surprise! Adrenaline Rush, critical hit, 5 damage. Tutorial completed. Holy shit, that was it? That was my tutorial? You're now ready to face a real challenge and put an end to the death curse. Good luck, heroes. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Swift strikes. Repeated attacks. Okay, you can have 2 monsters and an adjacent one, basically. That's your regular attack. Digging deep refuses to fall. Used instead of a healing surge, you regain 1 HP. Shen State, I can't really read the text, but applies Shen State, which prevents the next monster spawn from happening. Does not work on villains, okay? That was the Grievous Strike, which I needed, well, actually, I think I just used that, basically, for my daily thing. Cool. Good luck, heroes. Well, they're 2 very interesting characters, but, I gotta say, that was barely a tutorial. But okay, they're giving me rewards. Whoa. Oh, they're showing off what I could have won. Wow. If any of you guys have never seen it, there used to be an old TV show called, it's an old game show called Bullseye. And it was a darts-based game. And at the very end, there was usually a big prize. And if you were unsuccessful, they still showed you what you could have won. So you could just sit there staring at this fancy new car, or boat, or holiday, or something. And you weren't getting it now because you failed. Which I felt was really, really just such a kick in the teeth. But that's how that game was played. It was pretty good, though. Jim Bowen was the gentleman who used to host that particular show, and it was pretty good. I liked it overall. Wasn't just darts, it was like trivia questions and stuff to be able to throw darts for prizes and stuff. It wasn't too bad. It was a good way to spend a Saturday evening or whatever time it used to be on it. Chests. Wow. Look at all the shinies I've got. Man, this is also relevant to me, the new player right now. Quartz, copper, driftwood, cured leather, so much cured leather, iron, and 1 bronze uncommon. Thanks. Oh, apparently I did level up. It said 10 XP and I needed 15 to level up, but here I am leveling up anyway. Well, if that doesn't get your damn spine tingling, I don't know what will. That 3 uncommon steel. Oh yeah. Oh hey, he's defeated 2 monsters, so he has a 100% record of killing things. He's got 100, I'm guessing that's supposed to be gold? He had a different picture for it earlier game, you may as well just stick with it. So you're a Sariel Paladin. I don't even know what a Sariel is, that's new to me. And Artus is a ranger, alright. He has failed to kill anyone. Get wrecked, Artus. Get wrecked. So I have a lot of money thanks to that. I'm level 2, which is nice. Back to the map. And now the map's really opening up, and I've suddenly got a lot of people. I'm guessing this is what the reviews and stuff were on about, rather than giving you a full party, because I don't know if the game balances to account for 5 people, or if it's better off just playing with like 2 or 3. But either way, I've got a team now. That was the tutorial. I got a bit chatty. As for where we've been, essentially we recorded some Turok videos last year. I got lazy about editing them. My motivation flew out the window somewhere. Bobby got a new computer. He vanished for a while. Then he came back 6 or so months later, which is sort of the rough time I expected. New computer, you want to play all the new shinies and shit. And he came back then with some health problems, basically. It sounds really bad, actually, the way I was going to phrase it, which is he went off for 6 months with his new computer, and when he came back, both his wrists were kind of screwed, and he was in casts. Makes it seem really suspicious when you put it that way, but that's sort of how it looked, I guess. But yeah, his health deteriorated quite a bit, so he's been struggling with a lot of things like that. So I'm hoping to get more videos with him, now that he's kind of back and running around again and sort of stabilized, but they're going to be probably still a bit sporadic. But we have agreed we do want to keep this stuff going. We've just kind of taken a big long break for it for various reasons. I was playing a lot of games I don't want to cast. He was probably doing much the same. Or capture or whatever. So, there you go. You have been updated and informed. That was the tutorial of Tomb of Annihilation, Tales from Candlekeep, but I will hopefully get another video up with me actually doing some quests next time, and maybe nerding out slightly about D&D still, because that's my current obsession passion thingy that isn't video games. Hooray! So until next time, folks, see you then.